Hello everyone! If you are new here, welcome. I hope you'll consider joining this little soul family we have going on. If you are returning, welcome back soul family. Always so happy to see you guys new and returning. As always, disclaimers, information, and decks are in the description box down below. If you are new, please have a look at the disclaimers if you've never watched a tarot reading before so you can get an idea of how this works. And thank you all so very much for being here. I really, truly, deeply appreciate each and every single one of you guys. So, this is the deck that wants to be used today. This is the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot deck. Let's see. So let's just jump right into it. You guys know how I like to do it, or try to. Underneath I see the Hierophant here, and the Five of Pentacles. So right away what this is telling me, this might just be a short, quick message in regards to this. There may be a situation that you're looking for help about a feeling that you have been having. Like this woman is kind of like she's holding her heart. So I feel like perhaps there's something that you are looking or seeking a higher knowledge or help from someone in order to heal and to move away from. This card can represent marriage. It could represent like religion. It could represent any kind of an organization, but in the sense that I'm feeling here is like, I don't know if there's something that you have been trying to communicate to your spirit guides, to your ancestors, or to any beings or entities that you work with or that support you and surround you. But I feel like you have been going through some kind of, there's something that you've been going through that has really been stressing you out, where you feel left out in the cold. And I feel like it could be in regards to finances, and it could be in regards to a matter of the heart. So I don't know if that's a message for somebody. Let's see if this is actually a message that is going to reappear. Let's see what messages come through. So right away we see the Queen of Swords and the Emperor in reverse. So immediately this is telling me there's an energy around you of someone who's not communicating, someone who perhaps to your eyes you may see that there's like some instability, but I feel like you're in a really guarded mood with the Queen of Swords here. In this particular deck, she does seem very cutting, and the Queen of Swords is known to be the one to chop your head off if you come to her wrong, so to speak. So I'm seeing that perhaps, like the message earlier, when we have the Empress right under the deck, here's the Emperor in reverse and the Empress upright. So perhaps there's a situation where you feel like there has been a lack of reciprocity, a lack of balance within a relationship. Let me keep pulling. The Death card in reverse. I think you're noticing something within someone that has not changed, or something within yourself as well that has not changed, that needs to be worked through. kind of feel like they wanted to swap, but kind of felt like this one wanted to be up here. I'll just put it like that for now. You can keep in mind that this one there, that one there. The moon. So there must be some kind of secrets going on. The sun in reverse. Underneath we have the Knight of Wands. So there's quite a bit of cards that came out here. And look, okay, this card did come out. I mentioned this card earlier. So let's see how we can organize this in a way where we can see as many cards as possible laid out on the table, because there's quite a lot of cards here for you. Yeah, this is quite a story. I'm sorry. Trying to get organized. I was not expecting that many cards to come out, and I do like to keep cards in the deck. Okay, well, let's just go through it. Okay, so like I said, I feel like there's this energy around you that you feel like is not moving forward. You may feel like someone around you is keeping things to themselves. Actually, you know what? I think I understand how this wants to be. Sorry, I keep moving it around, but okay. Alright, that's the easier picture to see. Don't know why I was making it so hard on myself. Sorry about that. So I do feel like there's this sense of someone around you and or yourself that you feel has not made specific kind of changes. If there's an energy that you have been working with, someone in your life who you are in a relationship with, or that you thought there was going to be more with, I'm getting this sense, this feeling that you see that there are changes that have not been made, and you see that this person's kind of holding back and keeping to themselves. Excuse me. They're not communicating, they're not opening up, they're not coming forward, and I feel like you're very disappointed. You know, the sun in reverse. I feel like you're very disappointed in whatever situation is going on deep down inside. You wanted something to work, and perhaps it's not working out. With the Six of Wands in reverse right under the Death card in reverse, this is telling me here that's like, without transformation, there cannot be a victory. There cannot be happiness when there's this, what's the word? Unbalanced masculine energy around you. You feel like there cannot be happiness without communication, and there cannot be a success and moving forward without transformation of this kind of energy that this person seems to be in. So I feel like you are very straightforward, very cutting with your words sometimes, but you're very straightforward about how you feel when you feel it, or you try to be. And I feel like this person is very quiet, and either they're ghosting you, they're not communicating with you, or, you know, for whatever reason, it could be, you know, something that's going on in their life. It could be that they flat out don't want to talk. I don't see what it could be. But I do see that there is this energy of this masculine that you're dealing with that you just feel like this. I'm sorry, you can't even see them very well. You feel kind of like left out in the cold. You feel like, well, this person isn't communicating. They're just fucking ignoring me. You know, I'm tired of this shit. I can see, like, I feel like you're seeing someone's true colors. Excuse me. With the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like you or this person deep down kind of might want to have a new beginning. Or there's something that you want to give to them. There's something that you want to say, convey. There's something that you want to offer. But I feel like whenever you try to communicate, and I feel like this offer has to do with communication, right? It's in this column here. I feel like this person isn't having it. I really do have the sense, the feeling that they're flat out just ignoring you. They're trying to avoid you. They don't want to communicate with you. And I feel like when you are trying to communicate with them, I don't necessarily get the feeling that it is always very cutting. I feel like you may be trying to control the way that you speak when you're talking to this person. And they're not having it either way. They just, I can't say for certain if they just flat out don't care or if stuff is going on in their life. But I am getting a strong feeling that whoever this masculine is, that there's changes that you see, that you feel like, at least in regards to you, they're being very secretive and keeping to themselves, and they're not communicating. It's making you feel really left out, and I feel like deep down you kind of want to be able to really convey everything that it is that you want to say. But because this person won't even give you the time of day, I feel like you kind of hold back a little bit. Even though we have the Queen of Swords, it's like she's ready to chop a head off if she needs to. But at the same time, she understands, you know, with this crown of butterflies, she also understands that she needs to change her perspective. It's like she's looking up and she has this crown of butterflies. I feel like you're trying to change your perspective on things, and you're trying to ascend. You're trying to make changes in your life. You or this person, you know, however the energies go, take it as it resonates. Perhaps you're the one in the masculine energy and you're not giving someone the time of day. Perhaps you're the one ignoring them and keeping to yourself. Perhaps you feel like, well, what should I change within myself? Like, there's nothing. If you can't accept that, then that's your problem. Which to some degree, like, would be right. You know, we have to learn to be able to express ourselves and not to be afraid to express ourselves with someone that we're, you know, dealing with. But at the same time, we need to make changes to become a better version of ourselves. And if we're holding back and we're in this energy of stinginess, or like really just ghosting people or something, then that's not right either. It's better to just come forward and say, like, hey, I don't want to talk anymore, I don't want to be your friend anymore, or whatever the case is, than to like literally just be stingy and hold to yourself and string this person along to where they think that they still are kind of your friend, or whatever the case is. Moving forward with this Page of Wands in reverse, I'm seeing this is saying that there may be a desire to communicate some kind of passion or some kind of project, some kind of something spiritual, something passionate, something creative that you might want to convey to this person, or that this person may want to convey to you. But it is in reverse. The sense I'm getting is the opposite. Like, perhaps you feel like you can't really communicate what it is that you want to with this person because they're so closed off. Perhaps another thing that you may be kind of wanting is some kind of reciprocity. You know, the Six of Cups is about reconciliation, it's about childhood wounds, it's about about the past, memories. I do feel like you want to have reciprocated conversations or feelings or whatever the case is. There's something that you want someone to be honest about how they feel. I feel like this is saying like there's childhood wounds that still need healing. It's very interesting because we have the 6, the 9, and the 9. In reverse, these look like 6s. In reverse, this one looks like a 9. So perhaps there's a struggle here in regards to when it comes to love and when it comes to coming to the end of a cycle. It's like they're flipped. It's like perhaps you feel like the love that you have for this person, or that this person had for you, or take it as it resonates, is nearing its end. I have never seen that in that way. And perhaps you're feeling like it's nearing its end, it has to be released. I get the sense of losing hope. The 9 of Cups is like someone who has emotional fulfillment within themselves. And I always notice how this dude has like some smug ass fucking face on, you know? And another thing that this card could represent, and since it is in reverse, I will mention what it can also represent, is stinginess. Being blocked off. Keeping your emotions to yourself, not wanting to come forward, not wanting to speak your mind, not wanting to share any of those cups with someone else. So I feel like this is someone in your energy, this could be you or it could be someone else, who's very, 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 very closed off. And we have here, like with the hands crossed around the heart, I feel like this person doesn't want you to know just how much their heart is hurting, and they're good at playing with a fucking poker face, is the sense that I'm getting. But there's this desire for you and or this person to come out of these negative emotions and these painful memories and all of this kind of thing that is going on in your life, where you feel left out in the cold, where you feel like people are not opening up to you, people are not reciprocating to you. I feel like you feel burdened, but you're also trying not to worry about this. That's the sense that I'm getting. So I'm curious. We have... Oh. Interesting. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. So underneath the deck, we have the the Knight of Wands. So again, there's that feeling of wanting to come forward and convey like what it is that you're passionate about, what it is that you want to do, something in your life that you want to share. You want to, I feel like you want to express your creative pursuits, and you want to be able to communicate how it is that you're feeling and what it is that you feel deep down inside that your spirit may be trying to tell you. I feel like you want to come forward and you want to have a friend to communicate with. Communication. You want to communicate, and there's this, look here, we have the Queen and we have the King. The King doesn't have a crown full of butterflies, but he has butterflies behind him. And I've never seen this card in this way, but the way that is kind of calling out to me right now is like, on your mind is about change. And this person, they're not thinking about change. Change is behind them. So again, I'm getting that feeling of this, the Emperor in reverse and the Death card in reverse, as well as the Four of Pentacles. They don't want to change. They're not going to change, and they are unwilling to budge for anyone, is the feeling that I'm getting. Both of these cards are very cutting. So I feel like if you guys were to have a communication with each other, like, brace yourself, because it may sting a lot. I feel like if this person does communicate, if you guys are able to successfully communicate to each other and get through to each other, I feel like both of you have a lot to say, and it's kind of very cutting on both sides. So remember to breathe. Remember to collect yourself. Remember to take your time. I've seen this, and I've noticed this in other of my readings as well. But with this King here, with the leaves, it makes me feel like he's been there for a while. He's been sitting there and he hasn't been moving, which is kind of a confirmation to what I was saying, that he doesn't want to budge. He's not going to move. He's not moving for anybody. Not going to change. And usually when I see this card, I do think about change. I do think of someone who wants to change, or someone who needs to make changes. But in this regards, or in this regard, I feel like, is this person who's really not wanting to confront change. They don't want to confront their inner self, like the Moon card. And actually, when I was shuffling, now that I think about it, the Moon card was on the bottom of the deck, wasn't it? Or maybe when I was splitting, I think it was on the bottom of the deck. This person doesn't want to look back. This person doesn't want to traverse their mind, their inner thoughts, their inner secrets, their inner desires very much, because this person doesn't want to face change. I feel like they know once they go and look within themselves that there's gonna have to be changes that they have to make if they want to move forward with you or with someone else. I mean, in the end, like, I get this really super stubborn energy, and I feel like both of you are stubborn. But I feel like if you're in this feminine energy, or if this person's in this feminine energy, whoever this person is, I feel like this is the one that is actually thinking about change, the one who's actually trying to word things more cautiously while still being upfront. Because, like, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, they don't sugarcoat shit. But at the same time, I've never seen this card in this way, but with those butterflies on her head, I feel like she's trying. And with the Eight of Wands, The Eight of Wands is in reverse, but I do feel like whoever this energy is, he or she that is in the feminine energy, is trying to be cautious. And I don't feel like it's because they're playing games. And I feel like this person might think like, oh, well, this person's trying to play games with me and they just want to come in and cut me and hurt me again. With this reconciliation in reverse, the Six of Cups in reverse is telling me perhaps you have been with someone. This may be a connection that you are separated from this person. Maybe you're divorced from this person. Maybe this is an ex. Maybe this is an old friend. Maybe an old best friend. It doesn't have to be romantic. I feel like this person isn't going to budge for nobody and they're just looking straight forward. This queen is looking up at a diagonal and she's kind of looking up towards the tip of her sword. And in another deck, I'm not sure which deck, but sometimes I watch tarot readings from other readers and everything. And I think it's in the After Tarot that there is a butterfly on the tip of her sword and she's looking at the butterfly. And even though there's no butterfly in this deck, this is what I'm imagining here, is that I'm seeing the butterfly on the tip of her sword. And she's looking at the butterfly. She's trying to word things in a way where she feels will have where she's capable of conveying the truth that she feels while also being not so cutthroat about it. Versus the king here, he's just looking straight forward and I feel like he feels so cold. To me, it's like this queen is so cold as well until the butterfly lands on her sword. Until she starts thinking about the changes that she needs to be going through and the changes that she needs to make in her life. I feel like this masculine isn't thinking about that. He's not budging for nobody. He's not going to move. He's not thinking about it. It's behind him. He doesn't care about thinking about that, is the sense that I'm getting. And I know that this may be a harsh message, but this is the feeling, the vibe that I'm getting here. With the Devil card and the World card. I'm just noticing something. Like the Devil card right next to this King of Swords. They're both just sitting there looking straight forward. And they're both kind of like their arm positions are not in the same position, but essentially they're kind of sitting very similarly, even though he has his talons up and he has his feet down. This is not the Lover's card. This is the Devil card. The Devil card. And people have mentioned that the Lover's card and the Devil card are mirror images of each other. Because if you look in both cards, you have two people, one man and one woman, and then you have an entity that is behind them. So in the Lover's card, they are not bound, but here in the Devil card, they are both bound. With the world here, I'm getting the sense that there's cycles that have not been broken between you two. There cannot be a reciprocity or coming back together while there's still devil energy, so to speak, which could be addictions, lying, cheating, stealing, manipulating, conniving, any of those kind of things. And it doesn't have to mean that this person did that to you or cheated on you or something. If I feel like I feel like there's a lot of commonalities here. Literally, for the Devil card to be next to the King of Swords. I feel like both of you have done some stupid fucked up shit. Perhaps. I feel like, and what I mean by that is I feel like both of you have hurt each other severely. And that has left both of you very cold. And even though with this Devil card, he's holding a torch, I still get this very cold vibe from him right now. And I usually don't pay attention to that. Like, I usually don't feel very called to mention something about that, but and actually as I'm talking right now, I'm kind of getting cold. But I mean, I'm not wearing, like, I'm wearing short sleeves too, so that could just be me, but I kind of feel like that is kind of a confirmation in a way, because I didn't start feeling cold until I'm mentioning all of this. So again, there's that feeling of the Five of Pentacles being left out in the cold. Sorry if you hear the kitty. Her name is Kiki, that one. She's a very fluffy, white-haired cat. Yeah, I feel like both of you have really hurt each other, and both of you feel bound to some degree. I feel like both of you are trying to move away from the past. Like, if you guys were together, I feel like both of you are trying to, like, get each other out of your head. But there's this energy that's kind of lingering. If you can see it, sorry, these cards glare a lot because obviously they're very shiny. But the World card is telling me, because I feel like both people here, the feminine and the masculine, I feel like both have hurt each other and both have been very cutting. Both have done, it's not about who's doing what or who did wrong, who did right. What matters is, like, both people did wrong. It was a reciprocated thing. It was a thing where both people feel hurt, and it's like, no one should feel hurt, right? We shouldn't be in relationships where we hurt each other, where we accept someone to hurt us, or where we project our pain onto someone else, or that we hurt them. That's not right for anyone. But there is still there's this bond. I feel like no matter how much you guys are trying to get each other out of your head, you still think about each other. And I feel like there's this cycle that needs to end between you two. There's something here that needs to change. Let's see. Actually, I want to pull from a different deck. Which deck? This one wants to be used. This is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. It does have explicit imagery, so if you're not down with that, you're not cool with that, I'm warning you now. So, what is this that needs to end? What is this cycle that needs to end between these two people? There's the Strength card and the Ten of Cups. Wow. And then underneath the deck, we have the Chariot. I was asking, what is it that needs to end between this? Like, what is the end of the cycle? But I feel like, okay, I'm kind of getting the feeling that, like, if both people were to go within with their strength and tame the beast within themselves. Look at this beautiful shit. Here's the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups. I feel like the cycle that needs to end is the stubbornness. I feel like both people need to acknowledge and say when they're wrong, forgive each other, and I feel like there's this need for both people to be working within their inner strength to tame their beast. And that doesn't mean that they have to, how can I say, to tame the beast. To tame the aspects of you that are wild. And I mean, that doesn't mean that you can't have fun. That doesn't mean that you can't be who you are. I just get the sense of, like, there's no way of moving forward until both of you learn how to work to accept your shadow and work through your shadow. I feel like both of you have the same shadow. And I feel like the feminine knows that. And I feel like the feminine is already trying to tame her shadow. Whereas I feel like the masculine is running away from it. I kind of feel like the feminine here is struggling, but still trying. I feel like although the feminine is fucking fed up with this shit, again, when that butterfly lands on the tip of her sword, she's starting to think of the changes that she needs to make and see where she was wrong. And with those butterflies around her, the butterflies on the crown, that's telling me this is something that has been downloaded through the crown chakra, through the third eye. I feel like that her intuition is telling her about there needs to be change, or change is coming. There's something about change here that, again, I feel like this divine masculine here is denying. I feel like he's running away from it. But the Chariot is about moving forward. The Chariot is about finding balance. In this deck, it's like he's caressing her, touching her skin, noticing her body. But I feel like as much as he feels this for her, I feel like he's running away from it. She's like, this is what I have. Do you want it? And I feel like he's running away from it, but I feel like deep down inside there might be this feeling of something that he wants to. He thinks about that touch, is the feeling that I'm getting. And I feel like she wants it to happen. It's like stalemate, honestly. This is the feeling that I'm getting, is a stalemate. I feel like deep down inside, both people are in a Nine of Swords. And ooh, oh my God, look. Oh. Look, we have the Queen of Swords again. And the 7. Wow, okay. The Queen of Swords again. Okay. Nine of Swords. I feel like both of you are in your heads. Both of you are fucking tired of each other's bullshit. Both of you just want it to end. But at the same time, there's this desire for passion. There's this strong desire for passion. Deep down, I feel like both of you want to touch each other. But you're in your heads. I feel like what's going on is so subconscious or so within the mind that neither of you necessarily even realize that this black cat is around. And cats symbolize intuition. So what I'm getting the sense of here is like this cat is trying to tell you guys to use your intuition. But I feel like you guys are so caught up in your head in a daydream or in a haze of whatever's going on. And this Queen of Swords, I noticed this in the last reading. Actually, this was the very last reading that I did. The Queen of Swords came out, and this is what I noticed about it. I think it was in my pick a card reading, if you're interested. This is the King of Swords. He's in this portrait, and he has the sword. Even though she's the Queen of Swords, she doesn't have a sword with her. I feel like this Queen of Swords has been scorned. And she's looking at this portrait of the King of Swords like, how the fuck could you do this shit to me? Like, are you serious? I feel like this feminine is understanding that she needs to change her perspective, and I think that she's harboring some kind of resentment or anger or sorrow, or, you know, with the pincushion, some sorrow, some pain. But there's a black candle, so what this is telling me is like a release of negative energy. So if you perform, if you like to do rituals or spells and things like that, I would recommend maybe looking into releasing negative energy, perhaps using like a black candle to help you release negative energy. Try wearing things like a black tourmaline or like some obsidian. Usually black stones help with protection. And then we have the black cat here. There's the 7 of Wands, so I do get the feeling that there has been some shit in the past in between this relationship that has really caused a lot of pain and a lot of stress, a lot of heartache, because the 7, oh, I'm sorry, I'm thinking the 7 of Swords. This is the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is about being guarded. So let me continue what I was saying about the 7 of Swords though, because I still feel like this is the case, even though the card didn't come out. The 7 of Swords is about, you know, lying, cheating, going behind someone's back, stealing, you know, doing all this shit that's pretty, you know, it's not good. So I feel like there's a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, and maybe that's something in regards to this, the Queen of Swords, that she's looking at the King of Swords. He's not even paying attention to her, and of course it's a portrait, it's a painting, he can't look at her. But it's, again, making me feel like how this Queen of Swords, she's not looking straight, she's looking up and at a diagonal. This Queen of Swords is looking at the King, But the king in this other deck was looking straight. And remember how I said I feel like he's ignoring the situation. He doesn't want to deal with it. He has the butterflies behind him, meaning he don't want to fucking think about change. And I feel like she sees this and she's kind of hurt by it. She sees him and I feel like he knows she's watching. He knows she's watching. So he's looking straight forward with a fucking poker face. She's over here feeling left out and hurt. But I feel like this is kind of a front for him. I feel like he's not the type of person to wear his emotions on his sleeves. And the King of Swords, definitely, that's exactly the King of Swords. But for some reason with this Queen of Swords and with the imagery of the butterfly that I keep thinking about, like the After Tarot, which I do not have. The After Tarot, I believe that it is. There's a butterfly on the tip of the sword. Meaning that she, instead of thinking so harsh and cutthroat, that she begins to think more, a little bit softer. With a little bit softer of an approach. The Seven of Wands, both of you are guarded as fuck, I feel. And again, it's like this desire to be close. But with the Seven of Wands being guarded, I feel like it's not happening. This is not the case. This is not, like, even though they're holding each other, caressing each other in this card, I'm getting the sense maybe this is what you both secretly want, or maybe this is what you want, or maybe this is what this other person wants, but it's not working. This is not what's coming out and what is being shown in the 3D world. I feel like this is just something that is in your head. That is hard for you to convey. And if you have tried to convey this, if you have tried to convey your feelings and how you feel, but this person just ghosts you, they don't communicate, they don't respond, they just ignore your messages, then it's understandable both of you are gonna feel guarded. If this person's ignoring you to some degree, they're being guarded, heavily guarded against you. Whereas you're feeling heavily guarded against them because you feel like they just can't communicate. This I'm sorry. This Eight of Swords in reverse is telling me both of you need to get out of your head. You need to get out of your head about all this pain and all this. You're holding yourself back, and there's a need to release that. And I feel like with the butterflies, I feel like you understand this. Either you are working towards it, or this is something that you know or now know, and that you want to strive towards changing that from keeping yourself stuck in cycles. Keeping yourself stuck in cycles like the 8 or like the World card. Like the 9 of Swords in reverse, you want to get out of your head. You don't want to be stuck there. Then we have Judgment and we have the Hermit. And the High Priestess is under there. The High Priestess, the Wheel, 2 of Wands, the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune. That's another cycle. The High Priestess is like I was saying, that I feel like the feminine is coming to understand these things. Perhaps you're seeing 1010 is a synchronistic number to you. And this is the card 20. This is Judgment. So what I'm feeling here, when I saw this card, it made me think of the Lover's card. But this isn't the Lover's card, this is the Judgment card. So what I'm getting here is like, this isn't in a loving situation. This isn't the Lovers card. We had the Devil card, not the Lovers. But this is judgment. What this is telling me here is like, perhaps you guys do have this love for each other, maybe. But both of you are judging each other very harshly, I feel, with both of you embodying the King and the Queen of Swords and everything that I've been mentioning up until this point. Like, I feel like both of you are harshly judging each other based on what you're seeing or based off of the past. Like, if both of you might want some kind of, you know, connection, even if it's just friends, being friends. But it's like both of you are not even looking at each other. Both of you are looking up, and I just noticed this. I've never really paid attention to this. This cherub isn't blowing a horn. Like Judgment card would be, the original depiction of a Judgment card would be like an angel blowing a horn. This is a cherub with a rose in its mouth. I've never paid attention to that, even though I've noticed, you know, like, there's some kind of color up there. This is a rose. I feel like both of you are judging the love, or questioning the love of this connection, the depth of this connection. But we have two cherubs here. All these strings, all these ribbons is making me think of the Devil card, how both of you feel chained. Both of you feel I feel like both of you feel there is a deep connection, and both of you are trying to deny it. She feels scorned, he feels misunderstood. He's ignoring her, and she's butthurt about it. There's a lot of negative energy between these two people. But at the same time, no matter how much they try to deny it or fight it or run away from it, they still feel called to each other. And maybe they still feel this energy. There's I'm sorry if you can hear talking in the background. It's around that time where my family's waking up. So this is the Hermit card. And I feel like the masculine, with this masculine card, it's, I'm sorry, I don't even think that I noticed that glare, that huge glare. The masculine's holding a candle that is short, and it's like he's staring at it, slumped over, feeling like he's not good enough, while his woman in the background was some other dude. But he's not going over there and telling, like, hey, you know, come have me. He's just in his head thinking, I'm not good enough. If she wants him, she could have him. I'm not good enough. So I feel like both of y'all in your head, you know, I feel like both people are in their head. I feel like deep down, maybe the masculine feels like he's not good enough. Maybe the feminine also feels like she's not good enough. But deep down, the feminine is kind of harboring some kind of negative energy. Like, I feel like the masculine is too. But I feel like it's coming through for both of them in two different ways. I feel like maybe the masculine doesn't want to come forward or communicate or say anything or anything like that because he doesn't feel good enough. And I feel like he knows that this Queen of Swords is ready to chop off a fucking head, especially the way she's looking at him. But I feel like what he doesn't realize is like how I keep mentioning the butterfly sits on the sword and how she has a crown of butterflies. I feel like he doesn't realize that she's willing or thinking or trying to work on some changes, and I feel like he's just holding his energy back. But I kind of feel like I do feel she is also holding her energy back because it goes back to this card, the Seven of Wands, how I mentioned. I feel like both people here are holding back and both people are feeling very guarded. There's a need to go within, a need to heal, a need to understand that you are good enough no matter who you are, whether you are masculine or feminine. You are good enough. You know, don't compare yourself to others, even though that's so fucking hard not to do, especially with like social media and like billboards and, you know, celebrities and all this kind of shit going on. It's hard for us not to feel like we have to compare ourselves. But the thing is, comparison, there's a quote, comparison is the greatest thief of joy, or something like that. And it's so true. Because when you compare your work, whether you are an artist, a musician, a fashion designer, a model, no matter what it is, when you compare yourself, you are putting yourself in this Eight of Swords energy. And we do have the Eight of Swords here. You're putting yourself in this Eight of Swords energy that needs to be healed and moved away from, because how could you come together feeling like both of you are not good enough? Because then both of you are still gonna harbor those feelings of being misunderstood and, you know, struggling to convey how you really feel and really, you know, misunderstanding each other, a lack of trust, you know. I feel like both of you, even though here we have the image of the masculine and the feminine in the back, I feel like both of you feel like both of you are not good enough for each other. Straight up, deep down, I feel like that is one of the roots of the problem, is that fear of not being good enough. Deep down, I feel like that is one of the main issues blocking this connection from progression. I feel like both of you may think that, oh, the other person's probably just going around and they have all these choices, all these options, and maybe they're just sleeping around, or maybe they're just, you know, flirting with everyone. But I feel like deep down, like, I cannot deny or say yes or no if that is the case, but I feel like deep down both of you feel lonely and feel left out in the cold. There's a lot of mirroring in this connection, and there's a lot of projection in this connection. So what I would say with that is be very cautiously aware of your thoughts. If you feel called to, I would highly recommend looking into the law of attraction if you don't understand that concept already. Whether you come back with this person or you don't, or you come into being with someone else, keep in mind about the law of attraction, because I feel like all this connection has spiraled out of control because of thoughts. There's a lot of Swords energy in this reading, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with thoughts. So let me talk a little bit about these cards that I see under here. You know, we have the High Priestess and another cat. So I feel like there's this inner knowing. Look, and there's 2 keys. There's this inner knowing that there needs to be change. I feel like the feminine, again, is understanding this. There's the Wheel. There's a desire to turn the wheel. There's a desire to move past the past. There's a desire to understand your own inner beauty. There's a desire to there's a desire for a new beginning. Because with the Wheel of Fortune is like, are you going to move away from this cycle, or does it need to keep happening so you can learn your lesson? I feel like there's a desire for the lesson to be learned and to move forward, but looking at this whole situation, it seems like both of you still feel stuck. The Two of Wands is telling me like there's this desire for this communication and for this passion, but actually I've never really paid attention to this. We have a bow and arrows, and then we have a rifle in the background, and that is bringing back into our awareness, or to me, this 7 of Wands, of being guarded. It's like both of you might see each other, might want something, but then both of you are still heavily guarded. It's like both of you are ready to just chop off the head, so to speak, but there's some kind of desire for a change, whether this is with this person or with someone new. And what the Tower is telling me, I'm sorry, I'm like over here, oh yeah, this is what the card is saying. Sorry about that. The Tower card is telling me this jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy in this connection. You see someone masculine ready to chop off this dude's head because he's fucking his girl. His heart, it seems like it's, you know, a gaping wound or something coming from his heart. So I feel like there's a lot that needs to be worked through and released. To speak your mind, but then I feel like you are trying to speak your mind. This person's ignoring you, but then deep down inside, they kind of don't want you with someone else. Maybe. Take it as it resonates. Maybe that's not the case. But there's this desire for. Let me see. I'm like, where do I put these cards? Okay, I'll just put them here. There's this desire for moving forward, the Knight of Cups. A desire, again, to convey how you feel. The Four of Wands. A desire to speak your mind, a desire to have stability, a desire, you know, Four of Wands can symbolize marriage. I'm not saying both of you want to be married with each other at this point, but there is this desire for a steady foundation versus the tower. The tower falls and crumbles because of a lack of a steady foundation. So I feel like there's this desire to fix things. And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is about walking away, moving away from things. And we do see like the masculine is trying to hold her and she seems disgusted. She's like, ugh, get away from me. I can't fucking stand you. So I feel like if this masculine comes through, there's something that might disgust this feminine. And perhaps this has to do with some secrets or something. It's like, wait, that don't leave, please. I have to tell you, but I know that you won't like it. And she's like, ugh, I can't fucking even look at you right now. Don't even fucking touch me. He's like, no, wait, please. But I mean, in the end, the Two of Swords, there's that decision, you know? You know what's right for you. You know what you need to do. The Five of Wands and the Devil, look here again. Fighting, arguments, distrust, keeping an eye on each other maybe. And then the Devil card. I already mentioned the Devil card earlier. Maybe your shadows have to do with sexuality, because the Devil card in this deck has a very phallic, like he straight up, he had like a fucking dildo in his hand. And there's like two people chained up in the back and like two people celebrating and dancing. So I feel like your shadow and this person's shadow are similar, and I feel like it may have to do with sexuality or something like that, or something maybe, you know, past traumas regarding around sexual partners or past relationships or things like that. But to end with this, on top of all of this other stuff, is definitely again telling me that there's blockages. Both of you are fighting this connection to some degree, and there's still this deeper underlying feeling of being bound to each other in a deeper context. Even if you fight it, even if you fight each other, I feel like there's more than meets the eye, and more that will ever be spoken. This is a deep, this is a tough situation. Let's see what comes through. Dreams. Spirit guide, empowerment. Now these cards flipped in reverse, and I don't use reversals when it comes to oracle decks. But I'll keep that in mind. So dreams. Perhaps you guys dream about each other. This person may be dreaming about you, or vice versa. You guys may be wanting to accomplish your dreams and goals and fear how this connection will affect that. Spirit guide. You guys are trying to communicate with your spirit guides. Like I was saying here, I feel like this divine feminine is looking up and at an angle, trying to understand things from a different perspective, whereas the masculine is just looking straight forward and ignoring the change. So I feel like the feminine is trying harder than the masculine in regards to being connected to spirit and getting guidance from spirit. But there's this lack of balance within both of you. And perhaps neither of you are really truly understanding yet, or maybe you are, or you know, it hasn't come into fruition yet. Take it as it resonates. But perhaps actually, yeah, like one person eyes are kind of open, slightly open, and the other one are completely closed. So I feel like you may be trying to understand this connection. If you're here watching this reading, then I would think that you're trying to understand, you know, what's going on between the two of you. both of you, again, I feel like there's matters of the heart that need to be healed or communicated. I feel like both of you share some similar pains and some similar passions and ideas, perspectives, dreams. But there's this disconnect. Even though both of you are connected in some way, there's this strong disconnect, this lack of balance. Empowerment. Know that you have the power within you to change your circumstances, and whatever this person does, that's a reflection upon them and what they want in their life. So if you make changes in your life and this person still has not made any changes, then trust that spirit is going to bring you someone new. And if they don't want to make changes that they know need to be made, then that's their problem, not yours. And vice versa. You know, if they're making changes in their life and you're stubborn and you're refusing to make changes in your life, then, you know, then that's your problem. Straight up. Don't expect to have a reunion when either of you or one of you or whoever, it doesn't matter. There cannot be a stable commitment and foundation when there's this imbalance of communication and trust and, you know, perspective, and there's a lot of blockages here. We have careers, so again, this dreams and career, I mentioned how perhaps both of you share something common within a career goal, a dream that both of you have, but at the same time, both of you might be fearful about how that career will affect the relationship, or, you know, can they accept what I want to do with my life, or are they just going to judge me and push me away and tell me that I'm wrong because of my choice in career path. I know that feeling. I've been there. I've experienced, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I'm not going to lie. I've experienced having trouble, like, in a relationship where someone, you know, there's something very specific that they wanted to do that it really hurt me, in a way. But, you know, in the end, you can't force people to change, and in the end, everyone deserves to follow their path and follow their dreams and follow their career, as long as they're not, you know, hurting anyone. That's what matters. So I feel like that is also something that needs to be healed within you, within this connection, within them, whoever is in whatever aspect of it. It's not easy. If this is what you're dealing with, that's not fucking easy. But it is possible. Love triumphs over all, when it's true love and it is reciprocated. Beauty. Know that you are beautiful. This is telling me, like, you are good enough. Have more confidence in yourself. There's this show that I've been watching with my sister, and I don't really watch movies or TV shows on my own. But when I'm with my sister, we'll watch stuff together, and it's always fun, and I always enjoy it. And we've been watching this show called 90 Day Fiancé. And there's this one couple that the female, she wants to be a lingerie model, and the masculine, the man is, like, super jealous over it, and I mean, understandably, you know. But there's this one part when they're going to the new apartment that there's this huge mirror in front, and they're walking down the hall, the huge mirror at the end of the hall, and she's like, who's that beautiful person over there? And then she's like, oh, it's me. And I'm like, it sounds so cocky, but at the same time, it's so perfect. Like, I wish we all had that kind of confidence where we didn't compare ourselves to other people. I wish we all had that kind of confidence where we could look in the mirror and be like, oh, it's me. I just looked up. I haven't been looking up throughout the reading. You know, I usually look up and down, but I noticed 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 41 seconds. So 4 is a number of stability, and 5, 4 plus 1 equals 5, which is a number of change. There's a true need to change your perspective of being good enough, of self-worth. Again, I wish we were all so confident to where we didn't need validation from anyone else, and we shouldn't. That validation should come from within us, in truth. So beauty, be able to look in the mirror and be like, I am good enough. I am beautiful. And whether this person wants me or not doesn't mean that I'm not good enough within myself. That just means, maybe we're, whatever the case is, like however they see things is their problem. But I know that my worth, my sense of self-worth is not dependent upon anyone else. So I really liked how that girl in that show was like, oh, it's me, even though it sounds so fucking cocky. I'm like, yeah, she is. If you watch that show and you know who I'm talking about. But at the same time, it's beautiful because not many of us feel that strongly where we can even look in the mirror and feel like, oh, I am good enough. Like, I am beautiful. I am sexy. And she's over here like, who's that beautiful person? Oh, it's me. And I think that is something that a lot of people are jealous of because they don't have that within themselves. And I understand that. And I was like, what? That was really cocky. But at the same time, I thought that was something beautiful because she knows her sense of self-worth and she won't let anyone put her down because she's that confident. She has the self-empowerment that she doesn't need validation from anyone else. She could tell herself that, and she doesn't need someone else to be telling her that for her to believe it. I feel like this is the energy that you need to embody and work through. And trust me, I'm right there with you. Grieving. There's been we have the butterfly very strongly here again. I feel like there's this sorrow in regards to this lack of change, in regards to this difficulty or these differences in perspective. Perhaps you have been crying a lot, or perhaps this person has been crying a lot, or in very sad emotions like the 8 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and we got both of those cards in this reading so far. So this is telling me to be aware of your thoughts. Once again, I will mention, please look into the law of attraction. If you are interested, I would highly recommend doing that. I think it will only be beneficial. Commitment. There's a desire for more commitment. There's a desire for reciprocity, for balance. We see the white dove and like a black crow. So what that is symbolizing to me is like yin and yang, two balanced energies coming together with love and commitment and an understanding that both of you are the same within, even though both of you are different without. So as within, so without. As above, so below. As within, so without. So I feel like there's this need to understand balance and understand just because you both do things differently doesn't mean that there's not love there. If that is the case of this connection, So lighten up your load. Know that you are good enough. Look at this. The butterfly is following us right now. Lighten up your load. Know that you are good enough. Know that whatever is going on in the connection, all you can do is focus on yourself and focus on how you can change your perspective and how you can become a better version of yourself. And you can't change someone else. You can't force someone else to speak their mind. You can't force someone to see your perspective. And if you really feel like it's such a burden on you, then line up the load and just be like, okay, you have your opinion, I have mine. If it's really that much of an issue, why are you still trying to connect with someone who you feel so so much bullshit from, so much weight on your shoulders from. Like, just let it roll off of you and be like, we need to either communicate and convey how we really feel with each other, find balance and reciprocate, mutual reciprocation. We need to find balance within ourselves and our communication and our trust, our understanding, and all of that. But if that's not going to be a part of it, and again, the Queen of Swords in this deck, I kept thinking about that butterfly that will, land on the sword, and the crown of butterflies, where she's thinking about change and she's trying to think, like, how can I make changes in my life? Whereas the King of Swords had the butterflies behind him and not moving, not budging, not thinking about change, not wanting to change anything. So there's a lot of stubbornness in both people that I feel. In particular, I do feel like it is more on the masculine side, even though it's both. That's the feeling that I'm getting, and I've mentioned that throughout the reading, so it's not just something that I'm pulling out of my ass out of nowhere. Transformation. There's a need to transform your perspectives, your thoughts, your ideas. A need to move past, again, not feeling good enough, not being able to convey how you feel. There's a strong need for transformation on both sides, I feel. Don't let your past hold you back was on the bottom of the deck before I started shuffling. So again, I feel like both of you are stuck in the past to some degree. And I feel like that is why maybe both of you are struggling to forgive each other or to move on, or perhaps that's why there's resentment or there's lack of communication, because the past is literally holding you guys back. 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands, fighting, arguing, staying stuck in your head, battling each other is a feeling that I'm getting. So I am going to pull that card. I'm curious. Show the world the real you. Don't be afraid to be who you really are. If this is going to work out between you two, then it will work out between you two. And if not, then know and trust that there's something out there better for you. Confidence is... I'm sorry. I'm kind of shocked that this card came out, honestly, but I'm not at the same time, because I have talked about confidence in this reading multiple times. When I was talking about this beauty, remember how I mentioned that girl who looked in the mirror and was like, oh, that's me? Or how I mentioned earlier within the tarot of, like, you guys need to, with the Hermit card, the guy who's slumped over with a little candle staring at it while these, the woman and some other dude are in the background playing around. Confidence is your key to success. It is, and I feel like, again, there's a deep need for transformation when it comes to confidence. So if you're asking yourself, what is it that I need to work on in order to move forward in, any relationship? But first of all, move forward to become a better version of myself, and to move forward that if a relationship in the future comes along, that I will be ready and prepared for it better than I am now. The answer to your question is confidence. Transformation. Keep that in mind. I think that is extremely important. There really is a deep need for confidence. A new start is coming, and time to breathe out. I mentioned about breathing earlier. I'm positive. Like, breathe in a situation where you feel like, you're about to chop someone's head off. Breathe and try to convey what you're saying without sugarcoating things, but in a way that's not so aggressive at the same time. There needs to be a balance between the two, and that is difficult to have and to create. but it is possible. And it's easier when we take a deep breath before speaking whatever comes to our fucking mind. It's easier for us to take a deep breath, and then acknowledge, like, okay, now I can speak how I feel without coming off as like some bat out of hell. A new start is coming. I definitely do see that for sure. With this person or with someone else, something new is coming to you. And even if this just means a fresh new start of you acknowledging that you are good enough and you don't need anyone or anything to prove that to you, then that could be the start as well. I can't promise you if that means you're gonna come back together, or if you're not going to, or if you're gonna meet someone new, or if this is a reconciliation within yourself, because this is a general reading. So I cannot say, because different people watch it. This is not a private reading. If you are interested in a private reading, then feel free to let me know. But I digress. So the situation could be with someone from the past, could be with someone new, or it could just be with yourself. And for you to step up, have the confidence within you and transform that, definitely I get the sense that it is at least within yourself. I don't know if someone else is going to come through right now or anytime soon, but I'm getting the sense you need to focus on yourself again. What do you need to release? This card speaks for itself. There's need for healing. There's need for forgiveness. There's need for moving forward. What do you need to release? Prosperity lies ahead. Luck is on your side, so know that whatever you aim your energy towards, whatever you spend your time, your money on, is going to strengthen, and it's going to provide, it's going to become something stronger. And I noticed that all 4 of these moons in the middle, all 4 of them are new moons. I just realized that. Underneath, a fiery climax approaches. So there's something new within your energy. Again, a new start is coming. Something new is approaching. With all of this new moon energy, new moons symbolize new beginnings. This is very strong. I'm not sure if the moon cycle on the 27th, I believe it's going to be a full moon. I'm not sure if it's a new moon, but that would be very interesting if it was. Well, know that luck is on your side. Know that prosperity does lie ahead. Let's see. Nothing will come of this situation if you stay in your head and you don't make changes. If you don't step out of your comfort zone to move forward, then things are going to be stuck. And if you're asking spirit, like, what do I need to do to move out of this, what do I need to do, is step out of your comfort zone, work on your self-confidence, and work on what else it is that you need to release. That's the answer to your question. And if you want to ignore that, then nothing will come of the situation ever until you do, because it's just going to be the same shit over and over and over, with this person, with the next person, with nobody. It's going to be the same thing until you learn to release what you need to release, to be confident within yourself, and to learn to move forward with self-empowerment. Know that you are good enough, and you don't need anyone to fucking prove that, because you are good enough within yourself. Someone will come to you in the future ready to reciprocate when they see you standing strong in your self-worth, in your confidence, in your work, in your passion, your power. People, like attracts like. And again, look into the law of attraction if you don't already know what that is. Be cautiously aware of where your mind is going, because that really does affect a lot more than certain people realize. You need to step out of your comfort zone You need to move forward and release pain, trauma, past, bullshit from this person or from other people. And you need to be confident. You need to trust yourself. Express your talent. Express your talent and believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. Trust in that inner divine wisdom that your guides are trying to help you download through your mind. Again, the Queen of Swords, the very first card that came out with the butterfly crown. Spirit is communicating with you, and I feel like if you ignore the messages that they are communicating to you, then why do you keep asking them for help when they're trying to help you and trying to tell you what's up, and you keep on ignoring it and you keep on avoiding? You want to avoid it? That's your problem. I'm sorry if that comes off harsh, but I mean, I know what it feels like, so I'm speaking from personal experience too. I'm not perfect, and this is shit that I'm currently working on myself. So I'm in the same boat. If this is your energy or this other person, whoever the fuck is in this boat, I'm right there with you. You have my support. I want to see you step out of your comfort zone and be confident and heal from the past. Heal from the past. You deserve it. And the new moon, all of these new moons in the middle, right in the middle. I'm getting the sense you need to go within and really face your shadow. And when you do, that new beginning, whether it's just you or it's someone new or it's someone from your past, doesn't matter. But the most important thing is that it is within you. The changes are there if you allow them to come through. But you cannot have a new beginning until you release the old. This was a deep message. Since it was very much love related, I'm going to pull out one of these. Let's just see if we can have a parting message of advice or something to keep in mind, or anything, if Spirit wants to say anything in particular. Let's see. Do you have any final messages? One more, please. Thank you. Okay. Underneath the deck we have, it is safe for you to love. I looked up, I saw 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 0 seconds. True love, chemistry, and playfulness. Follow your heart. Trust yourself. But trust that you deserve to be with someone who's going to reciprocate your feelings. And I saw 1, 33, 33. You deserve to be with someone who's going to reciprocate your feelings. And you'll end up with someone who's able to really embrace and appreciate you for who you really are, where both of you have a beautiful, playful connection, and there really is true love, a connection where you're able to feel safe within each other's arms and communicating to each other and trusting each other. Whether this is with that a past person or a new person, I cannot say for certain, but what I can say for sure is once you learn to release the shit and you heal yourself, you move away from the past and you step out of your comfort zone, there will be something new. Again, all this new moon energy in the center. Something new is waiting for you, but it cannot come into your life until you release the old. Out with the old, in with the new. I have said this before, and I've heard this be said before. If you're trying to, for example, move in, you're trying to have someone move in with you, but you have, like, let's say, a hoarding, cluttered kind of home, there's no way you could expect someone to bring in all their possessions and to, live with you when they literally have no space. If they literally have no space to do so, then, how can you expect something new to come into your life when there's no space for that new thing to come in? All right. So these are the messages that came through today. It was a lot. It was a lot. Know that you have my support. I want to see you become the greatest version of yourself and to be happy and to feel like, you shouldn't feel like you need someone to tell you that you're beautiful, that you're sexy, that you're the only one or whatever. You need to know that within yourself and move away from the past. Heal yourself, know that you're good enough, and don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and to show the world the real you. So, thank you all so very much for being here. I really, truly, deeply appreciate each and every single one of you guys who takes the time to watch my readings. Thank you all so much. I love you guys. I wish you guys the best. If this message resonated, I would love to know. I wish you the best. I hope clarity, abundance, prosperity, love, self-love. So 13636. So I wish you all the best. I know, 6, 7, 8, 9. So number 9, you're right there. You're close to a new beginning. And again, with all this new beginning energy, you're really close. Don't give up. You will prevail. Just stay strong within yourself and know that you're good enough. And you can do anything you set your mind to. Just don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. All right? I love you guys. Bye. Take care. See you in the next one.